All right, what's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. Well, I did have some technical difficulties just a minute ago. I started the broadcast, but it wasn't going out public, so it only starts up after it ends, and it's fucking stupid. And then I had issues setting this whole thing up because I had lost my wireless internet for the past hour, and I literally had to go and take down the Ethernet cord from my security cam and plug that into my laptop and run off the Ethernet because I have no wireless internet for some reason. So that's fucking fantastic. Well, we are talking about the center of the Earth's landmass today, which is in Turkey, and I believe we do have that narrowed down exactly where it's at. I will be putting out the link in the comment section in YouTube if you want to come and join in and talk about that. So let's see. What up, Sergeant Shill? Hey man, I saw your message, man. I couldn't call you. I couldn't do anything, dude, because I lost my my wireless internet, and I was struggling to figure out what to do the whole time, man. And so just at the last minute, I just took this Ethernet cord from my fucking security cam and plugged it in, dude. There's the link right there if you want to join in. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing part 3 of Sanders versus Ted Cruz debate. Oh man, Sanders probably tore Ted Cruz apart, dude. He smokes him like a blunt every time, dude. That's awesome. Fucking hate Ted Cruz. Anyway, reality check. Hey, what up, buddy? What's going on, brother? Doing good? Nick, how you doing, buddy? Doing good? There is the link if you want to come and join in. Hopefully Sergeant Shill had gotten some good information for us. Hey, Sergeant.
Hey, what's up, man?
How we doing, boss?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Did you hear that? I was unable. I saw your message, man, but I was unable to fucking call you or hit you up, dude. I lost my wireless internet, man. And I wasn't until the last minute where I had to go and rip out my fucking Ethernet cord from my security camera and plug it in, dude. Yeah, dude. I saw you trying to call. I tried to call and fucking nothing. I had no wireless internet. It was fucking bullshit. Not even on my phones. Nothing, dude. It fucking sucks, man.
It went for bad luck. You had no luck at all, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Right? You know, I figured it out at the very last. Literally, I started at 8 o'clock, and then I had to start a whole new session because that session wasn't going out to the public. It was all fuckered up, man. So anyway.
Yeah, dude, it was like just a black screen and it was going. I think it uploaded like 7 minutes there.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid, dude. Like, you know, sometimes YouTube is so fucking whack, man. But let me get my tagline on here, dude. Boom.
But yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, I guess, you know, the real center of all land is Turkey, huh? About 1,000 miles north of Giza.
Right? And everyone said it was a Giza pyramid, but it's not. It's motherfucking Turkey, dude. And
hey, let me throw you a mind fuck.
What's up?
All right. So, okay, it's the center, you know, and everything like that, or even Giza, either one, right?
Yeah.
Didn't the sea levels rise, man, like 400 feet in, like, you know what I mean? Like 12,000 years ago. So the center of landmass would be different, man, wouldn't it?
Well, let's see. Where exactly? Now, I heard that it was in Angkor, Turkey.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the level of the ocean.
Well, the ocean might have been up, but that still would have been exactly where it's at. You get it? So if it was water or land, that's where the center would have been, you know?
But the total amount of land exposed varies. Do you follow what I'm saying? If it was 400 feet,
yeah,
you know, whatever, fucking higher or lower, the amount of land exposed for its mass, I'm talking about mass now, like, you know, actual, you know, it'll change, it'll vary. Therefore, the actual center of the mass, you know, because it's not in relation to you know, necessarily being a sphere, but it's the mass of the land, right, that we're looking at. That's what I'm understanding. I could be understanding it incorrectly.
No, you got it right.
If that is the case, well, that would vary. you know what I mean? Depending on the ocean levels. Like, look at all the land that was exposed in the South Asian Pacific, all that Malaysia and all that. That was all solid land, man.
Well,
Not even 15,000 years ago.
But I don't think they count like the seas. Like, so in Turkey, it would have been like the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea that's by it. And I don't think they count the seas as part of the world oceans.
Land, like say in that South Asian Pacific, right? So you don't count that right now, right? Far as the land mass, the center of the land mass, the mass.
Yeah, you would count it. Like even where they have the seas, like the Mediterranean Sea, that would still count as land mass because it's within the land mass. It's not part of the world ocean.
Yeah, I know, but when what we're talking about is the center of the land's mass. Like, like I researched it, and the first guy, he came out with it. He came out with it in what year, man? In 1884, and then it was backed up in 1919, and then 1973 it changed. You know.
Well, see, in 1973 they were able to have an actual map to actually like get it. So you got to take the 1973 number because he was able to, actually like lay it down. Use more precise calculations.
But the volume of land exposed to take your calculation of the center of that mass as it stretches around the globe, that'll change, wouldn't it? Because there's more volume. Like, say, just for an example, like that South Asia Pacific, if that's all full of land, well, there's more land there. There's like X amount of million square miles more to take into that equation. So wouldn't that change the center of the mass and how it's laying? Or am I just looking at it too complicated versus what it is?
I think it's a little too. I think you're adding to it a little too much because the like the land mass in total, like they're not counting the seas and they're not counting. They're just counting the world ocean. And if you were to have like Pangea all over again, like where would the center of Pangea be?
Well, what I'm looking at, let's say the pyramid, itself is the fucking dead center of that fucking center of mass that we're talking about, the dead center. All right. Okay, so now say we have an imaginary knife and we come and we cut it like this, and then we cut it like this. All right, so we've got our four corners. Now, if that's the true center, there'd be the equal amount of land mass in that quarter, as in that quarter, as in that quarter, as in that.
Correct.
Now, but if the ocean levels are different, there might be more land exposed in this fucking quarter now than there was previously. Do you follow what I'm saying? Or there might be less land exposed because the oceans are higher. You know what I mean? So that would change that dynamic, and it would move that center of that four to adjust to make all the amount of exposed land in each quarter equal.
Yeah, that's true. But I think more or less, if you're just going off like a rough estimate, like this, depending on the sea levels at like any given time, like on the average of what it is, more or less than the changing of the sea levels. Like if we were just to average it out, where would it land then?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But it is, you know what I mean? It does.
Yeah, no, you're right though. Absolutely.
Right with it? No? Or maybe.
No, you're right. Absolutely. No, it makes perfect sense, man. Absolutely. Because it would in fact would change. If you're wanting to know it exactly, but that's at any one certain time. And since we got to like aggregate all the times together and then just come to an average.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. I was just, you know what I mean? Because
you're right.
Up and I'm writing down notes, and it dawned on me, man. I'm like, wait a minute, that would fuck with like Graham Hancock's theory. Well, not theory, but him. When he says like the pyramid is the center, geographical center of the Earth, and I'd be like, well, no, because it would change the quarters. Each quarter would, you know what I mean, wouldn't be equal in that land mass.
Yeah,
and that's
correct.
how I'm, but. Like I said, maybe it's overthought versus what it is. I don't know. You checking out the comments?
Yeah, I'm checking out. No, I didn't. I gotta go check out the comments. I'm checking out Turkey right now and looking at the exact center of the Earth's landmass. So we're gonna see.
Oh well, yeah, and it was backed up in 2007 by Susan Wise Bear. She
And
said,
where did she say it landed?
yeah, the center in Giza, it would only be true if Mercator projection is used as Earth's map, which is unlikely, whatever that means. I just copied it as a note, man. So I had some notes. I took notes, man.
Oh, you took some notes. And very good. Excellent. Okay, so it looks like the exact center would be.
Well, I got the exact coordinates written down if you want. Yeah, man.
You know where I'm looking at the mushroom of Cappadocia.
Ooh.
To be the exact center of the Earth's landmass. And let me see. And the Cappadocia is the same region where Darren Kuyu exists, which is the underground city. It's in the Cappadocia region with all the fairy chimneys and shit, dude.
So what? It falls in the same area you were talking about earlier?
Oh yeah, well, like yeah. I mean, wow, that's fucking nuts, dude. It's kind of cool. Here, I'll show you guys. Let's see here.
You gonna put it on share screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna share a screen with you guys real quick. Let's see here. Take some of these off. All right. Okay, so let me get back here. Oh, let me check out the comments on YouTube real quick. What we got up here? What up, Deadwood? Yeah, I agree with you saying I can only definitely see your point, and I just had a turkey sandwich. Reality check. What up, Tom? What up, Dave? What up, Snooch? How you doing, buddy? What, you already out, buddy? He's but Snooch is already out, man. He's done, dude. What up, Joey Black Rose? Near Ankara, Turkey. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I'm by, Joey. Nick, doing good? All right, you guys. So here, let's check this out. Let's see here. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. Get this pumped up. Get me on here. And we'll throw up Google Earth. Might be kind of slow, but let's see here. Boom. All right. So here we go. So here is
Who's that goofy looking guy on your screen, bro?
What do you mean?
You were just sharing your screen. I saw this picture of a goofy looking dude.
Yeah, that was me, you asshole.
Oh shit. My bad, man.
Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of by Ankara, which is right here, and I got it a little more over here, which is there's life in outer space. Well, this is not Destiny. What, there is life in outer space? What the fuck is that? Look at that.
What's that?
What's that say? This is weird what it was saying. Loneliness is not destiny. There is life in outer space.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it says it on my screen right here. Look.
Oh.
You see that? There is life in outer space. Like, that's kind of cool. And so, and when we come down here, this is like see, look at this, Cappadocia, dude. And Cappadocia is where like Darren Kuyu is in the underground cities. And I mean, these places are fucking nuts, dude.
I think I just saw a UFO fly by. Look, there's one right there. Your mouse is right next to it. It's red. It has a red light.
Shut up. Let's see here. Where are we at? We by like the fairy chimneys, or where's the other ground city? Gourmet. I think this is actually right above Darankuyu.
It looks pretty mountainous there. Is that anywhere near Mount Arafat?
Oh, I'll show you where Mount Arafat is. Hang on one second. Let's take a. Oh, look at this. Look at it. Fucking like yeah, inside a fairy chimney in Cappadocia. Oh, that's so cool. Look at this. We're gonna take a look at this real quick, guys, because this is fucking neat, dude. This is what these people lived in for thousands of years, man. This is inside one of the fairy chimneys.
Yeah, zoom in on that rock right there. Yeah, there you go.
Shut the fuck up. Look at that, dude. That's fucking cool, man. And see, I wish I could see one of the outside so you can see all the fairy chimneys. I wonder if one of these have it.
Out, man.
That's inside.
Jax is in there, and well, Snooch is still there. I thought he went to bed, but
yeah, Snooch, are you still in or what? What up, brother?
Some people like maybe didn't get that link, man, when they logged in. Like it was already.
I'll post it again for them. Take a look at this place, dude. Now, is that fucking beautiful or what? Look at this. Look at that shit.
Would you live in it?
What? Yeah, dude. What the fuck? Are you fucking crazy? Hell yeah, dude. Fuck that house, dude. I want to live in that rock.
Hey, there was a place not too far from where you live, man, that was built into the side of a hill. That was rent, dude, $1,200 a month. But the thing is it was on the market too. So if somebody bought it, you know what I mean? They could end up saying, "Hey, man, we want our house," you know?
Yeah, fuck that rock.
Pretty cool, man. It was maybe, I don't know, like from your place, maybe, I don't know, 2-hour drive, if that, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, so this is like where all the fucking fairy chimneys and all that shit, and then the underground cities are, and this is like where the exact center of the Earth's landmass would be, and it just happens to be where this fucking like ancient site is. It's so fucking cool, dude. All right, so let me show you some other things.
Hey, throw that link out real quick in case.
Oh yeah, let me get that link out for you guys, so you guys can hop on here. Do stuff. Yeah, 1 second and. Bam. All right. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Tired like a mofo. Hey, that's all good, man. Get some sleep, Snooch. Or get your ass on here and join us. One of the two.
Jax had the link.
All right, there's the link. You guys want to come and join. Come and get down on it, man.
Get down on it.
I've got a bunker in the Ozarks, but not as cool.
Down on it.
In case the shit goes down, dude. All right, let's see here. Okay, so we'll go back to share the screen and boom. All right, close that. Open this up.
Shortcut to Pornhub?
What's up? A shortcut to Pornhub? Fuck yeah, dude.
Right on.
I got it right on my fucking desktop, dude. All right, so
where else?
Dude. It's constantly, it's never closed, dude. It's always open. All right, so now,
that way.
We're talking about the cataclysm of 13,500 years ago, right? Okay, and so we come over here now. Mount Ararat is like way over here, dude. All right, it's almost by
because I know Göbekli Tepe is right near the Syrian border, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's not too far from it, which is actually it's over here, but by like the Armenian border or whatever, there is a giant fucking crater. Let me see if I can find this motherfucker. And it's so fucking crazy, dude, how big this is too. I can hear myself. There you go. You got it. Where is this fucking thing? This thing is huge too.
Hey, I got a message on the Hangout from that dude there that was sharing the story the other night. Remember I had brought up the next day. I said I found this.
Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me on Hangouts. He was saying, man, like it was like spot on, dude. It was like
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was pretty cool, man. Yeah, and that was that picture that you got from UFO seekers.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So it shows like he was descriptive enough that I caught it, man. You know?
You know?
Yeah. Because that's the impression he gave me, you know?
Say it again.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I couldn't hear you, man.
No, I was saying that, you know, it was pretty cool, man, because it was the impression, the way he said it, that's the exact impression it gave me, man. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, man, that sounds exactly like what he was describing, you know?
Right?
And exactly like, you know, in my head, like my mind's eye of what he was describing, that picture, you know, and stuff was it, you know?
Yeah, and that's what he was saying, that it looked like exactly like it too.
That's cool, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. You know, I'm glad you could help him out, man.
That was just pure luck, bro. It was just pure luck, and just like, you know, browsing for some shit to talk about, or maybe like if I was on the laptop, I would have done share screen, like, hey man, I found this or whatever, you know.
Okay, so here, since I got everybody here, check this out, fellas. So you guys remember the UFO over Turkey, the one that supposedly had the aliens in it?
Yeah. The
Okay, so check this out. Now, this is where I believe it was filmed over this way, and we'd have to spin it around. Yes. Okay, so it's filmed like this. All right, so
that's apparently what Tyler does with his Antarctica fucking turns the photo around and everything, and if you turn it right, you can see it's a fucking shadow.
Yeah, he never turns it right. From it was like from right around here, and then it, you know, the line went out this way and out this way, and so it was looking out. It would have been looking out right over this way. All right, this is the general direction. So he was filming from like right over here somewhere. All right, and he's looking out this way. We tilt this bridge up. He's looking out right over here. Okay. And so, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, so if I actually go over that way and I find fucking windmills, then my theory is in fact correct, and that it's windmills. And when I fucking get over here, let's see here, pop this up. First thing I see, fucking windmill farms. You see all these white tracks? These white spots right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a look. Windmills. I was fucking right, dude. And so that's what the lights are. And then that curvature is they're actually looking at the top of a hill, and with the moonlight reflecting off of it. And fucking, it was so fucking disappointing and devastating, and it broke my fucking heart. And I almost didn't want to tell anybody. And I was like, no, that would be even more fucked up to not say anything, dude. But you know what's cool, man, is
thanks, Jack,
finding all the fucking sunken ships around here, dude.
I hit comments.
Look at this, dude. Look at that. Boom. There's a sunken ship right there.
That's pretty cool, bro.
Oh, dude, they're fucking everywhere in this bitch, dude. Like, it's like a game, dude. You just go around and fucking look for them, man. Look at this, dude. Okay, so that's one's on sword. That's on the surface. That one's sunken. See, there's a sunken one right there. Look, there's one sunken right there. There's one sunken right there. I mean, these bitches fucking sank all the time, dude.
That's some crazy shit.
Is that fucking cool or what, dude? I don't think many people know about that, dude.
Hey, shout out the Jack Smith in the comment, man.
Let's see here. Let me close this bitch out. All right. Shout out to who?
That Jack Smith guy, man. He's gonna throw you a
Hey,
nice
what up, Jack Smith?
Okay,
bros. I got to get up early. Love the topic. Going to give it my like and share and bounce. All right, Jack Smith. Hell yeah, dude. This is the best UFO proof debunk #1. Yeah, fuck yeah, it was, dude. Oh, it was terrible, man. It broke my fucking heart, dude. You know, when I fucking debunked that video, man.
Was that your favorite? Was that your favorite evidence?
That was my go-to video for fucking like UFO evidence, man. I fucking loved it, dude. And then I'm sitting there watching it one day, and I'm like studying it, and I'm like, man, the lights remind me of the hills around here that have windmills on them. And I'm like, you know, if, and perhaps I'm like, what if it's literally the top of the hill that the windmills are on, and that's what we're seeing. That's why it never moves, and all this shit. And so I had this theory, and then I went and I searched it out, and I looked up the exact coordinates of everything. And when I found it, what did I find? Fucking windmills, dude. And I knew that I was 100% correct, and it was fucking devastating, dude. It's fucking heartbreaking, man.
You know, I always had trouble with that video from the get-go. It was just something about a fucking drop-top fucking UFO that I just couldn't wrap my fucking mind around, bro.
Right?
You know what I mean? Where you see these big fucking alien heads, you know, from like 5 miles away through fucking.
Yeah, come on. It does, like, that doesn't make sense, dude. That the fucking camera, especially with an electronic doubler on it, the pixels would have been fucking huge, which they were. And it's like, dude, it wouldn't have came out looking like that, dude. You know, our mind was making the images up, you know, and so they could have drawn a line around anything and said, look, it's a fucking lion, and you would have saw a lion in there. You get it?
What do they call that? They call it pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
Yeah.
Scott C. Waring has a terrible case of pareidolia, dude.
Oh, so does Hoagland.
You know? Oh yeah, Hoagland. Oh yeah, he's got it bad, dude.
Like, you know, you take a measurement of this and bring it to there, then you divide it by 2 and put it. Well, why would you do fucking divide it by?
Why the fuck would you do any of that, dude?
Yeah, like
right?
You know, come on, man. You know, you could take measurements. You could take measurements from anything and then draw fucking conclusions, man. You know what I mean? Like, well, if you take the measurement from this fucking beam and divide it by 2 and then multiply it by 4, then you got 2 beams. Well, yeah, yeah, you would. You know, like, come on, man. You know. I just don't, yeah. It's interesting, you know what I mean? Just as far as like seeing all these, you know, relative things, you know, but that's all part of, I believe, the golden ratio and pi and phi and all that.
Yeah. You know, yeah, Snooch, definitely. We will chat tomorrow. I'm just reading his message. Yeah, fucking hit me up tomorrow, man, and we'll chat it up, dude. No, you're right, dude. You know, but like so many things, I hate it when they're like, well, you know, the Great Pyramid is exactly the fucking the exact diameter, the exact distance of the sun from the Earth divided by 2, and it's like, so fucking what? Dude, it's like you could do that with the Empire State Building. You know, I'm just saying you can do that with anything. That's fucking stupid, dude. I mean, I do like the golden ratio, and I think that's really interesting. You know, and pi and fucking, you know, I mean the Fibonacci sequence and stuff. I think it's interesting, but you know, when people start adding all that shit on top of it, you're just reaching now. You're not adding any more evidence into it to, you know, prove your fucking case, you know? You're just reaching now to add it's circumstantial evidence, you know?
Yeah. Anecdotal
evidence, correct. Exactly.
But I do believe there's a lot of like hidden messages in the pyramid, and there's some meaning to it and everything, because there's just too much proper math in there, man. Speed of light, you know, the circumference of the planet, all these, you know, all these different things, even up with the distance of the Grand Gallery, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things in there, man.
You can apply, like Nick's saying, you can apply math to fucking everything. Everything is going to have a mathematical sequence, and you know, I mean, you can apply it to anything, and especially a pyramid. Well, of course, a pyramid is going to have the same fucking mathematical equations as everything as any other pyramid would, which is, you know, exactly why the sound comes out, or why the shape comes out so perfectly, you know.
But it's just kind of
India has bizarre stuff. Yes, it does. Go ahead.
With that one particular structure, it encompasses so many different numbers that are true and relative to us, and that we've discovered over time since then, but they knew prior to. Now, did they know that that number represented the speed of light? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But they knew it was an important number. You know what I mean? Is important. Like, there's a lot of different, you know, coincidences or not, or purposefully done or not, things with that pyramid that I think it was, you know, built to last and send that information or that secret or whatever it is, not you know, not through like space, but through time, and you know, to always be there like a standing monument to something, you know. There's, I don't know, like, you know, I'm grabbing at daydreams and thoughts. You know what I mean?
Well, let me extend on your daydream for a minute. All right. So I always wonder, and I always like to think about this. What if these pyramids, maybe in a sense, it wasn't, you know, a tomb for a pharaoh, but it was like a tomb or a headstone for mankind? What if the people who built it knew that the deluge was coming and they wouldn't survive, and they would put everything together and build something that would survive, that would be them, their headstone, you know, like their gravestone left to say, look, we were here, you know, and they knew that they were going to get wiped out. And so they built the most incredible structure they knew that would fucking last and survive through the deluge, you know. I mean, they did find like saltwater remnants, like a third way up the pyramid, you know. So, and then they found a lot of salt on the walls of the pyramids inside and stuff. So it's like, I wonder, you know, could they have built it as some kind of a headstone, as a tomb for all of mankind, knowing that they were going to get wiped out and there was nothing they can do, and they didn't want to be forgotten, you know? And so they, you know, they would pass on their information, or pass on their legacy by building this incredible fucking headstone, you know, a tomb for all of us, you know, for everybody.
Like a monument of mankind for those who come in the future, or what have you.
Exactly. You know, like to say, hey, we were here, you guys. So they're like, if we survive, or if another race comes and the planet takes over one day, they'll be able to look back and say there were people here before us, you know, and this is their marker, you know.
How about this? Now, there's a lot of speculation that the Sphinx is older than the pyramids, right?
Well, I mean, that's a fact that it's way older. Yeah.
Well, check this out. Maybe the pyramid was the second time that happened. Maybe the Sphinx was the first time that happened. Maybe the pyramid was the second time it happened. Who's to say how many times? You know, it would also explain, you know, the footprints of the dinosaurs in rock, or, you know, the ancient whatever, or the Nephilim.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there could have been so many different civilizations.
I want to get back into that, dude.
4.5 billion years, this planet, man. That's 4,600 million years, you know?
I want to get back into that footprint with the dinosaurs, how we were talking about that earlier, Sarge.
Yeah.
That, you know, and I know Smooth Virus disagrees with me, you know. However, I gotta say that, you know, because he thinks it's a hoax, but I gotta say that, okay, when you consider the planning that it would take for that kind of hoax, the amount of work that it would take, and that all the investigators who have been to the site and who have studied these pieces, okay, that there's not one of them was smart enough to figure out that this was a hoax, that they weren't able to find any evidence of this hoax, seems of a reach, you know, it seems a stretch of the imagination to me, when it's easier just to say, you know what, perhaps our timeline is wrong, and these creatures actually walk together, you know, like instead of saying, well, oh, you know, someone came out here and totally completely faked these and mixed the two together, because it doesn't help out Christians, because they're saying like it's a Christian hoax. It wouldn't help out Christians if we looked at it and said, oh, okay, well, humans lived millions of years ago, not dinosaurs lived 6,000 years ago. So it wouldn't help them out like that. So for them to make a hoax like that doesn't make sense. And then for just a person on the other side, it wouldn't make any sense for us to make that fucking kind of a hoax. So all around, it just doesn't make sense. No, the hangout's not closed. You feel free to get on, Leroy.
Well, look at the old carvings that they found of dinosaurs with men. You know, a lot of them been fake, but some of them they haven't been able to disprove, right?
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. That is true.
You know, what's to say that, you know, what about all this new research that's been published out in the last, like, year or two? Talking about how they found some fossilized remains of a dinosaur, you know, a bone or what have you. I'm not too clear what kind of bone, what dinosaur. But when they had tested them, they were able to extract marrow or what have you. And when they were able to test it,
Oh yeah.
it went back like I think it was like I can't remember if it was like 30 something thousand years or 60 something thousand years. You know what I mean? And it was like,
yeah, they have dinosaurs that have been found with skin, like fossilized skin on them. You know that? Yeah, and I mean now that's you got to think about that. That's kind of weird. Why is the skin? One, how did the skin fossilize? Okay, how does that happen? I have no idea. You know, it's biodegradable, man. It's not like bone; it shouldn't fucking fossilize, but somehow it does. And they have the complete like imprint of the fossilized skin, so it's just kind of proves that dinosaurs might not have been around. It might not have been millions of years ago. Maybe a few 100,000 years ago, dinosaurs lived up until. You know, maybe our timeline is simply wrong. I mean, we don't have any direct evidence that it's correct. We're judging off these geological layers, but I mean, unless we're actually there to prove it, you know, the geological layers are different all over the world. So, you know, it's like what's one age here would be a different age on another fucking continent, you know? It doesn't make sense.
What about maybe?
Can you hear me, Kyle?
Yeah, we hear you, brother.
Okay.
Say it again. Hang on. Say it again, Sergeant.
Maybe it wasn't just like a civilization that came and gone before. Maybe it was two, maybe it was three. You know, who's to say that whatever civilization came didn't, you know, they rose to high technology or they rose to being cavemen and got wiped out. It could have happened at any number of times at any level of that civilization's evolution. You know, this could, like I said, man, 4.5 billion years this planet's been around. It's solidified. They guesstimate what in around 1 million years or so, you know, or 100 million years, whatever. But man, there's still so much. Like that's a huge number, man. That's 4,600 million years.
Yeah,
dude. That's like fucking crazy long time. That's time that, like, you know, you really don't grasp it. You know what I mean? Not people who live fucking less than 100 years on average. You know what I mean?
So Nick is saying, I think ancient chanting got a lot done. Do you agree?
Kyle, can I say something before the machine starts?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Raphael. What's up, brother?
Okay. I have a theory also. You know, at the Giza Plateau, there's this thing, and when they excavated it, they excavated the whole area around it, and they found erosion, like water erosion. And the last time there was so much water, there could be water erosion this much, was at least 7,000 years ago. Yeah. So inside the pyramids, they also carbon dated to be much, much older than the outside. So I think the pyramids may be even older than 7,000 years. My guess is the Egyptians only renovated them, just built the outside new, you know?
I agree.
And then the other thing is, like you said, the Egyptians were like
acquired
stupendously loving to write down everything and everywhere, but inside the pyramids, nothing.
Nothing.
And above the king's chamber, there's another chamber, and there was graffiti. And this graffiti, I heard from the archaeologist, was made like in the 90s and in 1900s by another archaeologist, and not by them, you know. So there, and I guess over the lifetime of our humanity, that even a few thousand years ago, there still were people. What did you guess? What the fuck are the pyramids? Because they're around longer than them. So they also went in. But like you said, I don't know why they sealed it again. Another thing about the pyramids is they have like these tunnels inside, like, you know, that can make, if there's water inside and they pump in the water right through the shaft, then you get this gluk, 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 you know, like in the bathroom when you let out the water. And in the pyramids, it's big enough to make like a small sonic boom to generate these vibrations and stuff. I don't want to go more into that because it's kind of seriously, I think, but it's still possible. So now I mute myself because I have to start up the machine.
Oh yeah, no, I have to agree, and I think that there's so much with the pyramids that we simply don't know. But I mean, like there's so much evidence that's right in front of our faces that we're ignoring or denying. Like with my theory on the pyramid being built over a pre-existing mound or mountain. I mean, it's like it's blatantly obvious when and I show a video of it. When you go directly into the pyramid from the entrance, you can see that it is not blocks, that it is just straight up living rock that you're crawling through. Yet that entrance is high off the ground. So that must mean that it was built over a pre-existing mound, shit like that. And then you see the if you actually look at the stones on the outside of the pyramid, they actually have a ton of water erosion. Like they may have been around getting hit and battered by rains at the same time as the Sphinx. They could be just as old as the Sphinx, maybe even older. If we go and look at the bricks on the Great Pyramid, you'll see they are heavily eroded by some kind of liquid, and people always fail to point that out, but it's like, it's true. I mean, like they're definitely highly eroded by some kind of liquid. And even
inside there's water erosion. Also, I'm planning to go to Egypt and look at them for myself in my next vacation. It isn't so cheap because of ISIS and shit nowadays.
I could barely hear you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying I'm planning my next vacation at the Great Pyramid because for Europeans it's quite cheap now because of ISIS and all the shit in Turkey,
Fuck, dude, you're gonna go there and get yourself fucking kidnapped and fucking held for ransom. Of course, they wouldn't get shit for you, but.
What do you think?
It's been theorized.
What's up, Jax?
It's been theorized that Egypt has been covered with grass and trees and all that stuff, and it was constantly raining there all the time. It was like a tropical jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you remember, if we go back and we reference Herodotus was describing Egypt as, part of it was desert and the other part was highly green and beautiful and lush like a jungle, and the way he described it with the trees and with the grass and with everything and the animals and shit, it almost sounded like a jungle,
Didn't they have to excavate the pyramids and stuff like that?
Well, not necessarily excavate. I mean, it was carried up into the sand, but that's like the blowing sand. But which could cover something in like very little time, but like a big chunk of the bottom of it was covered up, but not like the whole pyramid had to be excavated or anything.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like the Sphinx was buried up to its neck, correct?
Correct. But what's interesting, Jax, is the first time it got unburied, all right? When the king, there's a stela in between the Sphinx's paws, and it tells a story about how a king fell asleep next to the Sphinx, and the Sphinx spoke to his dream. And before he was king, he was just a royal part of the family. He was just a royal member of the family. He wasn't in line to be king. The Sphinx told him if he unburied his body, that he would make him pharaoh. And so he did. He unburied the Sphinx because it was just his head. And so he unburied it, and the Sphinx made him pharaoh. And so he built a stela and put it between the Sphinx's paws. And then another time went all the way around again, and it got buried up to its neck again in the sand. So twice that fucker was buried in history that we know about. I mean, how long do you think it takes to I mean, the Sphinx is big. How long do you think it takes to cover that fucking thing with just blowing sand, dude?
It's been covered multiple times.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. It's like, and he's like, he unburied it and then fucking reburied, and then it got reburied over the time. And you got to think, it's not going to be covered up in sand during the entire reign of the Egyptians, because they are going to be there cleaning it off and making sure that it's, theirs, they're not just going to let it get covered up. you know? So through their entire civilization, it shouldn't have been covered by any blowing sand. So their civilization must have been long gone by the time that thing got covered up, because it's like the people must have been gone for a long time for it to get covered up. Because if the people were still there, they wouldn't have let it happen.
Like a real you got to get rid of those rainforests. They got to break down, decompose, turn to sand.
Right.
The sand's got to build up. It's got to fucking come in. You know what I mean? Like a forest doesn't turn into a desert in 100 years, 200 years. It's like, you know, thousands of years.
Right.
You know, for it to turn into a desert. So you got all those years.
And what happened to all those people for those thousands of years? Where did they go? Right? It's like they were there and then they're gone for thousands of years, and then someone else appears.
Exactly.
You know?
Do you think the original head on the Sphinx?
No. That's no, not at all, dude. That was definitely someone, either a lion. I'm assuming it's a lion, and it has something to do with Turkey, which is their leader, Secureteam, was had a fixation of lions, and his, you know, he always portrayed himself as a lion and put lions' heads on everything. And I think that probably he had something to do with the building of the Sphinx being like a lion, and then obviously it just got taken over, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because the Egyptian army was one of the most feared armies in the world at the time, all right? And the only people that ever defeated like the Egyptians were these people they called the Sea People. Well, it turned out that the Sea People were actually like the Phrygians from Turkey. And these guys came in and annihilated the Egyptians and fucking and beat them severely fucking bad, you know? And so they were fucking they were like used as a way to scare people, you know? So they would say, oh, hey, you know, you got to do what the king says, or the Sea People will come and attack us. And they're like, oh fuck, we don't want that, dude, because the Sea People were bad as fuck, dude, and they would fuck shit up. And they were highly advanced compared to the Egyptians, you know? And so I mean, like you know, people always fail to mention that. They always say how advanced the Egyptians were. Well, how advanced were the Phrygians or the Sea People if they would just devastate the Egyptian army like it wasn't shit, you know?
Don't
forget to hit the like button. 15 watching, 7 likes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, guys, smash that fucking like button, you guys.
The Egyptians put a great effort in telling their battle stories in these big wall murals, these big epitaphs.
They did a great job at lying too, dude.
Yeah, a lot of it was embellishment. Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
Because one of them, go ahead.
The most important ones and most known ones is on the wall inside that temple that we talked about the other day that they moved when they built that dam and they had to move that temple.
Abu Simbel.
Well, it's in that temple, and you know it shows. I can't remember what pharaoh is it, Ramses or but anyway, you know, him personally going behind enemy lines and torturing 4 people to get the information and crushing the army, you know, himself like single-handedly.
Yeah, there's one with Ramses where he led the charge against the entire invading army, and he burned them to death with fire from his eyes. And it literally says that. And it literally, like, yeah, he burned the entire army with fucking a blaze of fire that came from his eyeballs, dude. And he looked at their enemies and they fucking burned to crisp, dude. It's like, that didn't happen, you fucking liars. They're like, no, it happened. I swear to God. We watched him do it. Fire from my eyeball.
What do you think about where they say where the stone that they poured was like stone out of water?
What?
Well, the stone. They said that the stone was like water. They could pour it. They could fabish it any way they wanted to.
Oh, like, well, you know, okay, so there are a couple references to them melting stone. Like, Herodotus speaks about how they would mummify a crocodile, and that they would melt stone into rings and pierce the snouts of the crocodiles. And you know, and that little part just sticks out to me where he says they would melt stone into rings. So they would take stone and melt the stone down into fucking liquid and turn it into a ring, and then make it and put it into its snout. And it's like, that's fucking, you know, no one's picking up on the fact that means they were able to melt stone. I mean, that's pretty fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Well, there's a branch out there that's pushing a theory or a hypothesis that the pyramid wasn't actually quarried stones. It was actually an aggregate that they had produced similar to a concrete that would...
Yeah, the geopolymers. And that's
basically,
by, Joseph Davidovich.
Yeah.
Where they could pour underwater.
Well, I'm not, you know, too sure about all that underwater thing and everything.
That sounds like a Roman concrete to me.
Basically, yeah, exactly. You know?
Roman concrete they could pour underwater and shit. And it was regular concrete, but they would mix it with volcanic ash, and that caused it so it could dry from the inside out, so it could dry underwater.
Well, the old concrete that they used in Roman times is better than the concrete now, man.
Oh, fuck, by far, dude. By far.
I did concrete testing way a few years back, man. You know what I mean? Like fucking like way back when, man. You know, you go test the concrete when they do a big pour or something. I was young, man. But, yeah, concrete's a funny thing. But no, well, I guess what you're talking about. It wasn't like a Roman concrete pyramid, so it was a whole different aggregate, but similar to that of Roman concrete. But I can't get behind that. Like, but then again, in all fairness, I've never really dove into the rabbit hole on that subject either. You know,
I have looked up the geopolymer theory of Joseph Davidovich, and it's a very interesting theory. However, there's one thing that that kind of holds me back, and that is they have cracked open, you know, they have studied some of the blocks on the pyramid itself, and inside these blocks they find ancient fossilized crustaceans, because that's what limestone is, you know, and they find ancient fossils. So if these were geopolymers, that means any ancient fossils found in there would have had to be purposely placed in there, which doesn't make sense that they'd have an entire fossil in there, you know?
Well, maybe not so much placed, but maybe just there by being in the base products that they use, you know what I mean, already in that, you know, raw resource, you know what I mean, when they made their mix. But there's like, I don't know, man.
No, you know, it could be, absolutely, you know.
You know,
they said
I just get behind that theory myself.
Yeah, they said that they, you know, when they made some, that they sent the samples to a lab along with samples of blocks from the pyramid, and that they said that the lab couldn't tell the difference, you know? So, who knows? I mean,
well,
it's hard for me to get behind it too, but, you know.
Well, couldn't that conclude the possibility of
I was there, you son of a bitch, Juiceman.
The Great Deluge again?
What?
The possibility of the Great Deluge, how you can find all the crustaceans and stuff like that?
Well, no, because these are inside the giant blocks, you know, they're like inside the blocks. Like if you were to break a block in half and shit, they're like inside of it. So that would,
okay.
Yeah. But, you know,
I thought you meant maybe on the outside.
No, they wouldn't have considered the two together if it was on the outside. They would have been like, this could have got here however, fucking sand, blow it on here, fucking whatever, you know.
Okay.
You know, but I do find that interesting that the pyramid was covered with salt, a thin layer of salt, all the way up to like 1/3 of the height of the pyramid, and including the king and queen's chamber, they had a thick layer, like a 1/4 of an inch thick, of like pure sea salt. You know,
that's pretty crazy.
Wouldn't that indicate those blocks came from the ocean at one point?
That's very possible. Absolutely. The limestone is made from the sediment of an ancient ocean. So all limestone today is the sediment of an ancient ocean. and that's what it is. So it does have like, you know, fossilized life and stuff in it like that, you know. So that's exactly what it is, you know. So I mean, that's what makes sense. That's what you would find in their fucking stones and shit like that, you know. What bothers me is how little the Egyptologists are willing to let other people from around the world come and investigate and study shit, you know, around Egypt, you know, and go and study the archaeological sites. Why are they so adamant that no one else studied the shit besides Egyptians, you know? I mean, it doesn't really make sense unless they got something to fucking hide. You think that they would want everybody's opinion, because there's going to be people out there who are smarter than them, you know? And so wouldn't they want to have other academics come and study it from all around? I mean, you know how hard it is to get to apply to go and dig anywhere in Egypt? I mean, it could take years to get an application approved to dig in Egypt.
I think a lot of it is really, to be honest with you, is culturally related. The issues that they run into and the pushback and everything. I think culture plays a very big role in that.
What do you think, Jax?
Well, I was going to say, I just not to contradict what you were saying about being so hard at getting a permit to.
No, go ahead, contradict it, man.
But the thing is, I just saw a video maybe like 4 weeks ago. American doctor was there, and she was examining all the blocks, and what she found, and they actually showed it up close, all the fossilized whatever it was from ocean creatures or whatever, all covered on the outside of those blocks.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about rock, man. Down here in Florida, rock all has full of shell in it and coral and everything, dude. Yeah. All the rock they dig up here, all the concrete they make down here, all the asphalt, everything's got coral and like an ancient stuff, like million-year-old shit, man.
Yeah, I was
40 foot underneath.
Go ahead, Gyro.
I was in St. Augustine about, I don't think it was about 2 months ago, and all the sidewalks and everything, they had shellfish in them. You could see all the fossils and everything.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. They claim the flood most likely caused, but Kyle's point about dust storms covering just as possible. Yeah, you know, I mean, and it could be either or, you know, and it's like more than just dust storms. I mean, it's time, you know. It's not just dust storms, but I mean, the fucking time, you know, just just regular, not even dust storms, just regular blowing sands from the Sahara coming in or whatever over 10,000 years, you know, is going to fucking cover fucking anything, you know.
Can I state maybe that there was more than one flood, and then there were, you said, time.
I can't hear anything. You know what, Jax? Hey, Jax, you know what, dude? We need to just start kicking everyone's ass who doesn't have a fucking microphone, dude. Because I can't I keep getting, Gyro keeps cutting out, fucking Raphael keeps cutting out, Sergeant keeps cutting out. The only one who doesn't cut out is you and myself. Sergeant, when are you gonna get your microphone? Sergeant's got one coming though. He's got a good one coming though, right? Fuck yeah, dude. Good, dude. Because it's fucking.
Yeah, I'm putting down some bread, man, on some equipment and shit.
Get yourself a microphone soon, because your microphone, like, it goes so, the volume goes so low that we can barely hear you, and then it goes super loud again, you know. And then like
big things coming, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I think it's because I'm just using my phone.
Hey, actually, throw out the chat again there. I'm gonna go ahead and switch from this phone to the other one. Maybe it'll be a bit better.
All right, go for it, buddy. I'll pop up the link right there.
Yeah,
if I ain't close enough to my speaker, I don't think you can hear me.
Oh, see, that sounds much better. The desert is always moving. No, go ahead, Jax.
It's funny how you mentioned Sierra, because in that same video they're talking about the sandstorms that they get so bad that they end up coming all the way over to the United States.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You know, and didn't they have the hurricane over in England or Ireland or whatever? Was like sand was like blowing in from the fucking Sahara Desert or some shit, dude, and like turning the sky like a fucking red, gray, fucking green looking shit, dude, or some shit like that, man.
Yep.
He's saying Dune's on Mars even more. Yeah. You guys ever see Dune? That was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Dune, dude. I love it, man. I'm gonna fucking eat me some spice right now, dude. I'm gonna fucking sailing around on a goddamn earthworm or sandworm or whatever the fuck it is, dude. Oh shit, dude. So wait, so how you sounding now, Sergeant? How's your mic sounding?
I don't know. You tell me. What do you think?
Sounds much, much better, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow should be better.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I gotta fucking. I think I'm gonna fucking call it for tonight because I'm so fucking starving. And what time or what's gonna be our subject for tomorrow, fellas? What are we talking about? What are we discussing? So I got something to like plan out and look forward to.
Well, the afternoon one, man, I could do it on the Mac, man, and I could maybe grab up some fucking I don't know, some recent sightings or something like that. Do some split screen with you.
Well, we got some. Oh yeah, did you still need help with that going over to Mac? Was that you or was that Daniel?
No, I'm good.
Okay, you know how you got that all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's it's gonna be at 11 o'clock and at 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's like the normal time, right?
Yes, correct. Because normally, like today, I got fucked off because of court, man. But yeah, it will always be at 11 and 8. You know. But
that's 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And if you haven't noticed, I do have the link for any of my UFO proof shirts are in the description of the video. So if you want to go and pick yourself up a badass UFO proof t-shirt, go and get one today. It's fucking awesome. That way when you join, you can sport fucking UFO proof. I don't know why Jax doesn't have one yet. He comes on this bitch every fucking day and he don't have any UFO proof gear, you motherfucker.
I saw a rumor he was saving up for a tattoo.
Oh, wow. Well, then I guess it's okay, dude. Well, fuck, dude. You got a tattoo. You're permanently good, dude.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Don't forget to.
Oh wait, if I do end up doing a split screen tomorrow there in the afternoon, I just want to let you guys know I've been doing some digging on Kyle, and I found some secret fucking footage of him in high school, junior high, and I snatched that shit off the internet. So fucking maybe I'll throw a little bit of that in for some entertainment value.
It wasn't when I was playing with that lightsaber, right?
Oh, don't you fucking worry, man.
I
had a reliable source on this shit. It ain't no joke.
All right, dude.
Well, stay tuned,
man. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you guys get notifications every time we do our hangouts and every time I post a new video. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it away. Go to Teespring, pick yourself up a UFO proof t-shirt so you can look fucking awesome and get laid. And I will see you guys at 11 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. UFO
it works
proof
better than ours.
All right, later, you guys.
You know,
nope, that makes perfect sense, man. Absolutely. You know, because it would in fact would change. You know, if you're wanting to know it exactly, but that's at any one certain time. You know, and since we got to like aggregate all the times together and then just come to an average.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. I was just, you know what I mean? Because
you're right.
Up and I'm writing down notes, and it dawned on me, man. I'm like, wait a minute. That would fuck with like Graham Hancock's theory, well, not theory, but him, when he says like the pyramid is the center, geographical center of the Earth, and I'd be like, well, no, because it would change the quarters. Each quarter would, you know what I mean, wouldn't be equal in that land mass.
Yeah,
and that's
correct.
how I'm, But like I said, maybe it's overthought versus what it is. I don't know. You checking out the comments?
Yeah, I'm checking out. No, I didn't. I gotta go check out the comments. I'm checking out Turkey right now and looking at the exact center of the Earth's land mass. So we're gonna see.
Oh well, yeah, and it was backed up in 2007 by Susan Wise Bear. She said,
and where did she say it landed?
Yeah, the center in Giza, it would only be true if Mercator projection is used as Earth's map, which is unlikely. Whatever that means. I just copied it as a note, man. So I had some notes. I took notes, man.
Oh, you took some notes, and very good. Excellent. Okay, so it looks like exact center would be.
Well, I got the exact coordinates.
All right, what's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. Well, I did have some technical difficulties just a minute ago. I started the broadcast, but it wasn't going out public, so it only starts up after it ends, and it's fucking stupid. And I had issues setting this whole thing up because I had lost my wireless internet for the past hour, and I literally had to go and take down the Ethernet cord from my security cam and plug that into my laptop and run off the Ethernet because I have no wireless internet for some reason. So that's fucking fantastic. Well, we are talking about the center of the Earth's landmass today, which is in Turkey, and I believe we do have that narrowed down exactly where it's at. I will be putting out the link in the comment section in YouTube if you want to come and join in and talk about that. So let's see. What up, Sergeant Shill? Hey man, I saw your message, man. I couldn't call you. I couldn't do anything, dude, because I lost my my wireless internet, and I was struggling to figure out what to do the whole time, man. And so just at the last minute, I just took this Ethernet cord from my fucking security cam and plugged it in, dude. There's the link right there if you want to join in. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing part 3 of Sanders versus Ted Cruz debate. Oh man, Sanders probably tore Ted Cruz apart, dude. He smokes him like a blunt every time, dude. That's awesome. Fucking hate Ted Cruz. Anyway, reality check. Hey, what up, buddy? What's going on, brother? Doing good? Nick, how you doing, buddy? Doing good? There is the link if you want to come and join in. Hopefully Sergeant Shill had gotten some good information for us. Hey, Sergeant.
Hey, what's up, man?
How we doing, boss?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Did you hear that? I was unable. I saw your message, man, but I was unable to fucking.
I'm talking about mass now. Like,
yeah.
It'll change. It'll vary. Therefore, the actual center of the mass, because it's not in relation to necessarily being a sphere, but it's the mass of the land, right? That we're looking at. That's what I'm understanding. I could be understanding it incorrectly.
No, you got it right.
If that is the case, well, that would vary. You know what I mean? Depending on the ocean levels. Like, look at all the land that was exposed in the South Asian Pacific, all that Malaysia and all that. That was all solid land, man. Not even 15,000 years ago.
But I don't think they count like the seas. Like, so in Turkey, it would have been like the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea that's by it. And I don't think they count the seas as part of the world oceans.
Land, like say in that South Asian Pacific, right? So you don't count that right now, right? Far as the landmass, the center of the landmass, the
Yeah,
mass.
yeah, you would count it. Like even where they have the seas, like the Mediterranean Sea, that would still count as landmass because it's within the landmass. It's not part of the world ocean.
Yeah, I know, but what we're talking about is the center of the land's mass. Like I researched it, and the first guy he came out with it. He came out with it in what year, man? In 1884, and then it was backed up in 1919, and then 1973 it changed. You know.
Well, see, in 1973 they were able to have an actual map to actually like get it. So you got to take the 1973 number because he was able to actually like lay it down. Use more precise calculations.
But the volume of land exposed to take your calculation of the center of that mass as it stretches around the globe, that'll change, wouldn't it? Because there's more volume. Like say, just for example, like that South Asia Pacific, if that's all full of land, well, there's more land there. There's like X amount of million square miles more to take into that equation. So wouldn't that change the center of the mass and how it's laying? Or am I just looking at it too complicated versus what it is?
I think it's a little too. I think you're adding to it a little too much because the like the land mass in total, like they're not counting the seas and they're not counting. They're just counting the world ocean. And if you were to have like Pangea all over again, like where would the center of Pangea be?
Well, what I'm looking at, okay, check. Okay, let's say the pyramid, okay, itself is the fucking dead center of that fucking center of mass that we're talking about, the dead center. All right. Okay, so now say we have an imaginary knife and we come and we cut it like this, okay, and then we cut it like this. All right, so we've got our four corners. Now, if that's the true center, there'd be the equal amount of landmass in that quarter, as in that quarter, as in that quarter, as in that.
Correct.
Now, but if the ocean levels are different, there might be more land exposed in this fucking quarter now than there was previously. Do you follow what I'm saying? Or there might be less land exposed because the oceans are higher. You know what I mean? So that would change that dynamic, and it would move that center of that four to adjust to make all the amount of exposed land in each quarter equal.
Yeah, that's true. But I think more or less, if you're just going off like a rough estimate, like just depending on the sea levels at like any given time, like on the average of what it is, more or less than the changing of the sea levels. Like if we were just to average it out, where would it land then?
Yeah, fair enough. But it is, you know what I mean? It does.
Yeah, no, you're right though. Absolutely.
Right with it? No? Or maybe
no, you're right. Absolutely. I'll call you or hit you up, dude. I lost my wireless internet, man. And I wasn't until the last minute where I had to go and rip out my fucking Ethernet cord from my security camera and plug it in, dude. Yeah, dude. I saw you trying to call. I tried to call and fucking nothing. I had no wireless internet. It was fucking bullshit. Not even on my phones. Nothing, dude. It fucking sucks, man.
It went for bad luck. You don't have luck at all, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Right. I figured it out at the very last. Literally, I started at 8 o'clock, and then I had to start a whole new session because that session wasn't going out to the public. It was all fuckered up, man. So anyway,
dude, it was like just a black screen, and it was going. I think it uploaded like 7 minutes there.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid, dude. Like sometimes YouTube is so fucking whack, man. But let me get my tagline on here, dude. Boom.
But yeah, man. Yeah, so I guess the real center of all land is Turkey, huh? About 1,000 miles north of Giza.
Right, and everyone said it was a Giza pyramid, but it's not. It's motherfucking Turkey, dude. And
hey, let me throw you a mind fuck.
What's up?
All right, so okay, it's the center, and everything like that, or even Giza, either one, right?
Yeah.
Didn't the sea levels rise, man, like 400 feet in like, you know what I mean? Like 12,000 years ago. So the center of landmass would be different, man, wouldn't it?
Well, let's see where exactly. Now I heard that it was in Angkor, Turkey.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the level of the ocean.
Well, the ocean might have been up, but that still would have been exactly where it's at. You get it? So if it was water or land, that's where the center would have been. You know.
But the total amount of land exposed varies. Do you follow what I'm saying? If it was 400 feet,
Yeah.
you know, whatever, fucking higher or lower, the amount of land exposed for its mass